Hi guys, welcome to the next tutorial for the Mario game. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to start getting the mushroom moving a bit like this. So see, it comes out and it just falls down. We haven't got the collisions working yet, but we'll get that working in the next tutorial hopefully. So yeah, so you want to go into your Scratch project. You won't need GIMP for this tutorial because we're just going to move the mushroom around. Okay, so you want to be on your mushroom sprite, and first of all you're actually just going to want to set up this movement. Well, actually make a new variable. So make a variable, make sure it's for this sprite only, and just call it movable or something. So when basically what we're going to do is when this is completed here, so after it's finished moving up and stuff, you're just going to want to set movable to 1, and initially we're going to set movable to 0. Okay, so yeah, that will ensure that we can move the mushroom after it's come up out of the item box. Okay, so then we'll just put in a new script, and we'll just, I don't know, put it down here. Here we go. And put in a forever loop, and then you want to get an if and an else statement. And in the top of this, you're going to want to put a little equals thing. So, and do if equals, if movable equals 1. So basically, if you remember, we're sort of doing a true and false variable. So if it's 1, it's going to be true. If it's 0, it's going to be false. And so if movable equals 1 here, then we're just going to want to put in a sorry, no, this needs to be a just an if statement, and put that in there. So this movable bit needs to be an if statement, and inside that we're going to put in an if and an else. And in this there's going to be a long sort of chain of OR things here. So we're just going to test whether the mushroom is touching the item block or it's touching the floor, and then if it is going to do that, then we don't want to move it down, we just want it to move left or right. So yeah, we just get loads of these ORs, and you basically need to get as many things as you have ground. So, well, actually I only have 3, so yeah, there we go. So you see we've got 3. You need to have 3 spaces in here, and then put this into here, and then in this we'll put the item box, and in these we'll put the grounds. So go in sensing and touching, and your item block, which is item 1, this one, and you want to do the grounds as well. So just duplicate this, and sometimes it gets quite difficult to fit this all in, but you just want to do ground 2 and ground 1 and ground yeah, you might have to take that out and then put that in, and then put this in again. There we go. Okay, and this needs to be ground 0. So you should have if touching item 1, or touching ground 0, or touching ground 1, or touching ground 2. And then you just want to put this into the if statement. There we go. And so yeah, that is gonna be if it's touching the ground, so it's gonna be on the ground. And so you don't want to move it down in that. So we're actually going to create a new variable called velocity, and make sure it's for this sprite only. And yeah, this is just so we can control its velocity when it's going down and stuff. So initially we're going to set its velocity to 0. And so in this bit, actually, yeah, again, we're going to make a new variable called movex. This will all become apparent why we need all these later. but basically the move x is because like basically the mushroom is going to move forward or backwards, like along the x-axis, and so basically in this else bit, well, in both of them actually, we're going to change the move x variable so it like moves left and right. And I would either do it by 1 or 2. Actually, you know, it would be easier just to put it in here outside of the if and else. So yeah, just put the change move x outside of this if and else thing. And yes, yeah, and then we're going to use this variable to like calculate its new x position after it's, you know, sort of being moved along by the scroll x. You'll see what I mean later on. But then we're going to want to just in this one set the velocity to 0, because we don't want it to move up and down when it's like touching the top of this or touching the top of that and stuff. And then when it's not touching that, we're going to want to change its velocity by gravity. So gravity is going to sort of like diminish its velocity and make it go negative, so that will pull the mushroom down. And yeah, and so then we're going to have in the motion change y by velocity. Okay, and now that should, this isn't going to work at the moment, but basically it's not going to fall down because it's touching that at the moment. Now we just need to get its horizontal movement, and to do this we're going to need to make yet another variable. So and this variable is going to be called new x position, and this is just, and make sure it's for this sprite only, and this is just going to be used to calculate its new x position, because if you look in your item box, we've got like a script here to make it like follow where Mario's moving, because you can see here it moves along as Mario moves along and stuff. So we are just going to want to copy that and put it in there, and it will actually create a new variable called for you called alive, and you just want to delete that so we won't need that, and just take out the set alive thing. And you could also set get out the go to, because we won't need that. And it will also create this variable called previous x for you, and yeah, so that'll be fine. And you just want to make sure this is all the same as the item box. And actually we're gonna get an if statement, and just say if movable equals 1, because we don't really want it to do this stuff unless it's going to be movable. So put that in there like that. So yeah, I'll only update its position if it's movable, because you can see here we've just got a go to item 1 here before it's movable. So yeah, we only want that to happen if it's movable. And yeah, and then we're going to want to set this new x position thing to calculate its new x position, and just take this and put it in there. So basically, first of all, you can see here we were changing x by this thing here. If you don't understand this, by the way, I think you can watch my previous parts, and I do go over this in detail, but I'm not going to do that now because I'm running out of time. But this is, we're just basically putting this and storing this value in the variable before we change x by the variable, and we are basically doing this so we can then change the new x position by move x. Now basically what this is going to do is, because you can see here we're changing move x by 1, so we're basically changing this new x position by move x. So we're going to, you know, like as this gets bigger, we're going to change this by more amount, and it will just calculate like how much it needs to move and stuff. And yeah, it works though. Yeah, fine. And then you just want to move new x position steps and get rid of the change x, because we're actually going to flip its position if it hits a wall. So we want to do the move steps command instead of move change x. So yeah, hopefully you should understand that. Don't worry if you don't, it's not too vital, but yeah. And that is it really, and it's gonna all work now hopefully. I think. So yeah, you can see it falls down and just goes along, and I'll just explain what's happening here. Basically we just set all these variables. Oh, and yeah, one very important thing you're going to need to do is set all these variables back to 0, because otherwise it's going to get all messed up. And yeah, so yeah, you need to look through these hidden. We've set movable, we've set move x, we've set new x position. Yeah. Oh, and last of all, velocity. We've already set velocity. Yeah. Right, yeah, that should be alright now. It's just yeah, I had this problem before. That was a weird glitch though. Yeah, Scratch isn't great for making games like this, but still, you can do it. As you can see, Mario is sort of sinking into the floor for some reason. I don't really know why. And we've got another item box there. But yeah, I'm gonna need to stop here, but I'll just quickly explain this all through. So we're all setting these variables back to their original state, just so it doesn't get all messed up. And let's just clean this up and save it. And right, so this is all from past tutorial, you should understand that. And oh, also you might want to oh no, that'll be fine, you can leave that like that. And so we're going to set movable to 1 after it's gone up out of the item box, and so then we know we can move it. So this will only happen if movable equals 1, and then we're just going to test if it's like touching this item box or any of the ground sprites. So if it is, then it's obviously on top of it, because it can't jump or anything. So yeah, we don't need complex, like if the bottom of it's touching it or whatever. But yeah, we're just going to set velocity to 0, because in here we change the velocity, and we just want to set it to 0 here so it doesn't move up and down. If it isn't touching these, i.e. it's like in the air or something, then we're going to change the velocity by the gravity, and then we're going to change y by the velocity, so it will like move down and get quicker the further it is. And then out of this if statement, we just change move x to make it move forward. And finally, yeah, we're just making sure it stays with the item box, and well, no, it stays, like, it moves relative to when Mario's moving back and forth and like that. So yeah. And so first of all, you should really understand this from my previous parts, but I'll just sort of go over it quickly. Instead of directly changing x by these, we're just storing them in a variable, so we can then change that variable by move x, so we can like update its position stuff and then move it that number of steps. And then that's just from the previous tutorial. We're just doing the same there. So yeah, that is basically it. So I hope you enjoy that. In the next tutorial, we should be adding a bit of collision and making Mario get super and stuff. By the way, I won't be here next weekend, so it will probably be in 2 weeks. So yeah, sorry, I'm going away for holiday. But yeah, in 2 weeks I shall see you then. And yeah, see you later, guys. So bye.